No, SHOT Show 2023. We are live. We're talking Savage Arms, and you guys are going to want to see this. I promise you. We got RJ here. Okay, so how long have you been with Savage?
So Savage, I've been about 7 or 8 years at this point.
Okay.
So
all right.
Love being there because we've got some really great products that we've made over the years and some really nice ones for this year.
Well, hey, we're live. All right, here. We're actually up with video. Welcome in, guys. KJ, your host with RJ. It's the KJ and RJ show. See what I did there? But no, we're talking Savage and a little bit of your background. You came from another firearms manufacturer, learned a lot there while you were there, and now you are over Savage doing big things. And I think the biggest thing that I see, I see a couple big things on this table, but the newest launch for you guys is the 1911.
Yeah, brand new, complete family, right? So a year ago, we got back into the handgun market with an everyday carry, small striker fired, the stance.
Right.
This year, we went a little bigger. So
they went a lot bigger, and we actually, before we jump into a little bit more of the details about the gun, I think we got a video that is going to be queued up right now. We're going to run that real quick, and then we're going to jump back in and talk 1911s with RJ. All right, that's just way too cool. I mean, we got all the specifics in the video. We're going to go over them again for those who didn't see the video, but better comes standard. That's what the tagline of that. What does that mean for the 1911 series?
So for the 1911, better comes standard. Generally, it's out of the box. We're trying to do everything that someone would do after the fact.
Right.
A lot of times folks will buy a gun, doesn't matter, handgun, rifle, they'll want to change something.
Right.
We're trying to figure that out, what we would want to change, and put it on the platform to start.
Right.
So 1911 in particular, all the stuff that's in it, there's nothing that needs to be changed.
Right.
We've worked heavily with companies that have been doing 1911s for quite some time in the aftermarket stuff.
Right.
So Novak Designs, everyone knows them for sights, but they've been doing custom 1911s for years, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we've worked with them. Aside from sights, they're doing a lot of the small parts internally, the thumb safeties. They were helping us with some tolerancing on this gun. Evolution Gunworks.
Okay.
Another company that's big in the 1911, parts. A lot of guys are like, I bought a 1911 and went out and just right away changed the fire control with EGW stuff.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pick it up because, honestly, this is one of the smoothest slides you'll find. I mean, it's just smooth. I got to get the safety off of it, but my gosh. I mean, butter smooth. And that's what I think better comes standard means. Yes. For me, that's what it means. It means you guys didn't cheap out. You didn't go we're going to launch one in the $699, $799 area. That's not what this gun is.
No, not at all.
At all.
No. So we're looking at, we started about $1,349. Putting night sights on it. We'll have one with a rail, gets you a little bit more, gets you up to about $14.99 total MSRP. But that's still, for what these guns are, it's amazing. Yes,
and the trigger is phenomenal too. I mean, it's a 1911 trigger. It's a 1911 grip angle. I mean, you get all the standard 1911 things, but with a lot of upgrades.
Correct. The triggers are sear disconnector, machined from tool steel.
Okay.
Full stainless steel hammer that's machined. So right there, it's a trigger box, or trigger job
Yeah.
out of the box.
Right.
You know,
like you don't have to take it to your buddy
correct.
who polished some parts.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah. We're looking at right around a 4.5 pound trigger pull.
Okay.
No creep. You know, it's a
No,
crisp
there really
break.
isn't. There isn't any creep into this trigger, and I don't. Maybe I'll pull it. I'll set it and I'll pull it from the left side so you guys can see that. There's no. Because some 1911 triggers, I'm telling you, you'll get in there, but there is no creep in that.
Nope.
So that's great. What are some of the other G10 grips?
Yeah, so we VZ brand G10
Okay,
grips.
yep.
So another, obviously big name
Big
in the
upgrade.
industry there. A couple different colors on, just to go with the particular platform. So
Right.
the full black guns, which it's a black nitride finish on a stainless steel complete gun. We'll do a darker black grip. The two-tone gets a little bit of a lighter gray just to mix it up some, and then we have the full natural stainless color.
It looks slick.
Yeah.
Like that looks sharp.
Right.
I like the looks of it. Also functional. The serrations.
Yep.
Big, aggressive. I do like that.
Correct.
And you're going to notice that on those. Now, give us a rundown of the slide and what you guys did with this and the back strap.
So on the slide, for a little bit of glare reduction, we went and wanted to go with a flat top, and we had to do something to it.
Right.
So instead of just doing the common serrations or whatever, we did this little chain link pattern that
Right.
It fits. It looks nice. It's effective, and we've carried that through right onto the mainspring housing.
Yeah.
So it pulls the pistol together. It's grippy. It's cosmetic.
It ties it in.
Correct. It ties it in nicely. It looks really good, but it's functional.
And, I know there's a lot of companies out there that will also do the same thing to the front strap, but I like it smooth. Like, I like that little tactile grip there. I mean, it feels great.
Yeah. And pairing that with the G10 grips, you
Yep.
get a lot of grip from there. It's a real stable pistol when you shoot it.
Safety.
Ambidextrous.
Like go through this because now I'm going to turn it towards the camera to see that those guys get it. My gosh.
So Savage is known for left-handed rifles.
Right.
So all of our handguns, we're sticking with it. So we have an ambidextrous thumb safety.
Right.
The design of this, though, is probably the strongest on the market.
Okay.
So a lot of times on 1911 ambi safeties, the right side paddle is oftentimes a little mushy.
Yeah.
Just because of the way it connects.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy, the pin for the left side paddle goes all the way through the frame.
Okay.
It's not a disconnected in the middle or any of that stuff. So the right side paddle is actually keyed onto that pin. Therefore, you're getting the same feel on the right side paddle as you are on the left side. So,
yeah, it's the exact same feel.
Correct. So again, better thumb standard.
Now, who'd you work with this?
Novak.
Okay. All right. My gosh. 1911s. So how'd range day go? Because you guys were out range day. You guys were shooting them. What was the overall reception of the shooters?
1911s, everyone loved them.
Yeah.
Especially, we're telling them all about the features and what we've done and some of the backstories. We've been talking, and then they shoot it, and then they wait for the price.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's what it is.
Yep. They wait for the price, and they're waiting to hear something that starts with 18 or 19 or 2.
Two?
And we tell them, we're at, 13, 14, and they're just like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Available in 45, 5-inch barrel.
Yep. 5-inch, 45. We do have a 9mm. That'll
Okay.
be in production shortly. Still a 5-inch full size. Other things to come. We've got a lot, up our sleeve on these. So stay tuned on that.
Was that a teaser?
A little bit.
That was a teaser. More to come. Yeah, because I was sitting here going, okay, are you going to have X? Are you going to have Y? Just wait. Mm-hmm. It's coming. When are these going to be available?
So 45 auto, we're shipping now.
Okay.
It's still small quantities, but they're shipping now. We're kind of just ramping up production. 9mm, probably early springtime.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, there's nothing better than a 1911 9mm. Like that gun is absolutely a joy to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
A little pick rail underneath.
Yep.
For light attachments here.
Yep. Lights, lasers.
Yeah.
What you want.
Whatever you got. So, Benjamin, are you getting that? Is that good? I've got to hold it just right, or Benjamin gets mad at me. I don't know why he's so persnickety. Would that be the word? All right. So we got a long gun here.
Yep.
And the Impulse came out 2 years ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yep.
With great acclaim. Very easy to run. It's a straight pull action. And you can switch it, right or left-handed models. Walk us through what we've got here, because this is a little bit different configuration.
Yeah, so this guy is the Impulse Mountain Hunter. So it's the action is still the traditional Impulse. So the straight pull action, all you do is back and forth. So there is a lock button.
There is a lock button there.
Yep.
I forget that lock button is always there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
which way do you want it? Oh, we're moving these. Okay. See, I've got to get in tune with my camera guy. It's early in the show already. So, all right, give us a rundown of the Impulse Mountain Hunter.
So Impulse Mountain Hunter, impulse action. Like you were saying, bolt handles interchangeable left or right-handed. So again, very left-hand friendly. No tools. Takes about a minute or two. You could swap it out.
Right.
The integral lock. So that's a lot of our 110 bolt actions have a 3-position safety. So you've got safe and locked bolt, then safe, unlocked bolt, and then obviously fire. So we have a 2-position safety, but we have the lock button on the bolt handle itself. So the bolt's not going to open up on you, inadvertently. Yes.
You don't want that, because that's going to come up and take your eye out.
Yeah.
It's straight back.
Yep. So Impulse Mountain Hunter, the big deal is Proof Research carbon fiber wrap barrel. Yep. We've had a great relationship with Proof over the last few years with our 110 ultralight. The carbon fiber adds so much to the gun. It reduces the weight. It adds a lot of rigidity.
How much weight does it reduce?
So it's in the ballpark of a half pound or so on just the barrel, because it's a full stainless barrel that they hog out some of the material and then overwrap it in carbon fiber. So you get a weight reduction, but then at the same time it's a lot more rigid. Okay. And a rigid barrel is better for accuracy. It's more repeatable shot to shot to shot. So before we launched these, we had them out in a training session, and some of the trainers were big NRL guys.
Okay.
And we had to convince them to send these back to us.
Oh, really?
Because they didn't want to let them go. They were saying in real life conditions outside, they said quarter MOA.
No kidding.
Yeah. And we need these guns for other events because they're the only couple in existence at the time. Yeah. So
you get a lot. You could run a match with them, especially with the Proof Research barrel. It cools down a little bit quicker. So when you're running a lot of shots through, it's a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, and that was there between the accuracy and the lightweight and the all that stuff. They said,
just leave it here. Just leave it here.
Yeah.
Well, RJ's going to leave this one here for me, right?
I might get in trouble.
You would get in trouble, and I would get in trouble when I go to shoot it because there's no firing pin in it.
Yes.
So these are all SHOT Show guns. Anything we show, but just don't worry about it. I know the gun's pointed in all kinds of directions, but don't worry about it.
So just continue briefly. The weight reduction, right? So we had weight reduction in the barrel. We also developed a new frame and magazine system, so to speak, that uses a little bit more polymer. So we reduced almost a half a pound in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's the same. We're using the same mag body, so we're still using the steel body onto a steel latch pin.
Okay.
But we just removed, the bottom of this was steel before, so now it's polymer to help reduce the weight, and that's purely cosmetic.
Okay.
So,
but reducing weight, because this is light. This is a gun that you could take in the backcountry.
Correct.
No problem.
Yep. Yeah. So this guy is just a hair over 7 pounds, obviously without the optic and such. So that's a
AccuTrigger,
AccuStock. So we get the full bedded aluminum stock, AccuFit. So that's something we've been doing the last number of years here on all of our stocks. And what this is a spacer system for length of pull. So you can reduce the length of pull in 1/4 inch increments down to a full inch from there. And more importantly, what folks oftentimes lose in all this is the cheek height too.
Yes.
So you need to get your eye directly behind your scope.
So it's funny you say this, and you're walking through it, and for the viewers out there watching this, a lot of times we get firearms and we immediately just go, okay, it's ready to shoot, instead of setting it up for you. and taking the time, because switching out the length of pull is easy, and increasing and decreasing it, it's easy to do. So why not just do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on our system, there's simply 2 screws. It's a standard Phillips head screwdriver. Right. Take the 2 screws out. You got to test them out a little bit.
Yeah.
And the eye relief to the scope is what's extremely important.
Right.
If your eye relief isn't right, you're going to be fighting for your cheek placement on the stock.
Yeah.
And then that just...
Well, you want to fall into it naturally.
Correct.
That's what it is. It's repeatability.
Correct. That's what I was going to say. You want... Part of accuracy is being able to repeat what you shot. Your shot to shot to shot. So if you shoulder this and your cheek is in the same spot every time right behind the scope, you're going to get good shot placement no matter how you cut it. And that's length of pull and that cheek height is what's extremely important. And up until, when we started doing this, people were kind of fitting themselves to the gun instead of making the gun fit them.
Yeah.
So
don't adjust your shooting, just adjust the gun.
Correct.
And that's one of the big things when the Accu technology came out for you guys and the AccuFit stock came out. That was one of the biggest things. Is one, it's easy to manipulate. So if you have a young kid or something like that, so I'll go in and I'll mark. Like if my kid's going to shoot it, I'll go in and mark what their spacers are.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they're going to be growing, so this stock literally can grow with your shooter.
Yeah, so when we're at consumer shows, that's one of the things that folks ask. They'll come with their, their son or their daughter that's 10 or 12 and just, getting into that hunting or whatnot, and they're like, well, what do you got? Well, we could, we have compact guns and full-size guns and whatnot, but a lot of times it's like we show them this, and we'll have a gun without the spacers in there. Right. We're like, well, how's this feel? Oh, that feels nice. Well, you don't have to buy another stock or another gun at some point. It's you simply put the next size up. Next size up.
Yeah. So, and that's the beautiful repeatability that's in the AccuFit.
Yes.
So awesome stuff. Is this out now?
This is.
Okay.
Primarily 7 PRC. It was the first cartridge we chambered for this.
That's a smart move. I think Savage is onto something with 7 PRC.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a big one.
Yeah, Hornady did their homework, and we work very closely with a lot of the industry partners. Hornady's one of them. So when they said, "Do you want to help us?" Like, sure.
Yes, because you knew what was going to happen. You're like, "This is going to be big."
Yeah, so we've got these out in 7 PRC right now. The other calibers to follow. Traditional stuff: 6.5 Creedmoor, 308, 30-06, 300 Win Mag. So that's a new to the Impulse. We're trying to...
Magnums.
Correct. We're trying to expand on the original offerings for Impulse.
Awesome, RJ. Thank you so much. Again, guys, this is brought to you by Palmetto State Armory. We appreciate their support, and, man, check them out, Savage Arms. The 1911s, you're going to like. You're going to like what you see. More importantly, you're going to like the way it feels. All right. We'll be back with more from SHOT Show 2023.
For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can also watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.